Hi, good morning everybody, and welcome to my YouTube channel The Healthy Drive. This episode is from an outside location, an outdoor location where I have come for bird photography. Many of you don't know that I also do wildlife photography as a hobby, also as a passion in my spare time. Whenever I have been talking about health, I have been stressing upon a particular aspect of good health, that is relaxation and de-stressing. So this is my de-stressing, because the kind of work which I do in my daily life is one of the most stressful. So for me, bird photography gives me a complete relaxation from my work, and it is as challenging as anesthesiology, which is one of the most stressful professions, as I told you. Now, I thought, while talking about bird photography, and I would tell you something about sunshine, which is so very important to our health. So let this episode be named as the sunshine episode. The effect of the sun is so important that we all know from our childhood that without the sun life would not exist on earth, which is very, very true. We are all creatures of the sun. Our body is particularly light sensitive. The circadian rhythms in our body vibrates according to the daylight and night time. So everything we must do according to this circadian rhythm. The problem with modern day life has been that we have not been following the eating pattern according to our circadian rhythm, and that is what could have led to so much of metabolic diseases. Now you must be knowing very well the importance of vitamin D in our health. It is the effect of sunlight which manufactures vitamin D in our skin. It converts the cholesterol in the skin to cholecalciferol, which is very, very useful. And as I tell you, the uses of vitamin D, which are very, very crucial for your health, I would also like to show you the beautiful place around. And for once I will go behind the camera and I will show you the places around, so that you can also enjoy the view while I tell you something about vitamin D. Just have a look at this place. This is a marshy land which attracts lakhs and lakhs, that is about 1 million birds every year from Siberia and from the cold countries, and they come here from a period of November to February, and that's the kind of marshy land. Once upon a time the Chilka lake was up to here, but now the lake has receded, and what has resulted is in a marshy land. So this marshy land, has, you can see, attracts a lot of birds, and so this is what all bird lovers, they come here for. They come here for photography, they come here for just watching, and for a breath of fresh air for those who are aware of this place. Now back to vitamin D. We all know that vitamin D plays a vital role in the health of muscles and bones. It not only helps the absorption of calcium and phosphorus from the intestines, but it also exerts a direct effect on the muscles and bones. Therefore, vitamin D can prevent as well treat muscle aches, bone pains, chronic fatigue, and osteoporosis. I have told you so many times that bone health and muscle health is intimately related. So vitamin D here helps you to build very strong bones. Number two, vitamin D plays a vital role in the normal functioning of the immune system. Vitamin D builds up your immune system. Therefore, vitamin D can prevent and as well treat immune disorders such as asthma, rheumatoid arthritis, type 1 diabetes, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, Graves' disease, Crohn's disease, and even multiple sclerosis. By boosting the immune system, vitamin D can prevent as well as treat common colds, flu, and other infections. Now, recently it was found that during the COVID pandemic, the severely affected patients were all deficient in vitamin D. So that is a direct link, and a number of papers have been published to prove that there is a direct link between the vitamin D levels and the immune health. Your vitamin D levels must be at least 30 nanogram per ml, that is what you should be aiming for, and the best ways to do it is to get it from sunlight and to get it from food. Supplementation is of course at the last resort. Number 3, vitamin D, it has been found, controls the growth of normal as well as cancerous cells. Hence, vitamin D can play an important role in the prevention as well as treatment of various cancers, especially cancer of the colon, prostate, pancreas and the breast. So, this makes it the reason enough to make sure that your vitamin D levels are absolutely within normal and not low, which has already happened endemically in the population. Number 4, vitamin D stimulates the production of insulin from insulin producing cells of the pancreas. It also reduces insulin resistance. Now, insulin resistance is something I have been talking about in each and every of my episode. So, if you can reduce insulin resistance by maintaining adequate levels of vitamin D, that will take care of most of the metabolic diseases or the lifestyle diseases that we all suffer from. So, not only diabetes, high blood pressure, the incidence is less when your vitamin D levels are normal. Number 5, vitamin D levels inhibits the renin-angiotensin aldosterone system. This is a mechanism by which your blood pressure is regulated. And if vitamin D, that is adequate levels of vitamin D, reduces the RAAS, and the incidence of blood pressure will be less, incidence of heart failure will be less. It has also been found that vitamin D can prevent coronary artery disease through a number of mechanisms, which one of which includes reducing insulin resistance. So, as I have told you, insulin resistance lies at the center of all metabolic diseases, and if vitamin D levels are addressing that, so it takes care of all these issues. So, not to mention that vitamin D affects the normal function of the skin and therefore be helpful in the treatment of skin disorders such as psoriasis. Friends, I hope you are enjoying the view around the vast marshy lands which birds you can see once in a while. It looks like it is once in a while, but there are at least 10 lakh or nearly a million birds around in this whole area, and they become very active. This particular place, all you see is a lot of fresh air, no sound disturbance, and a lot of birds. So, vitamin D is a breakthrough vitamin, and it is essential that you must find your time to get adequate sunshine every day. How much is enough? For city dwellers, you must get at least, that is, if 20% of your body is exposed, you are wearing a half sleeves and no headgear, shorts, so you must get at least 15 minutes. And for those who in our country who are not fair skin, we need a little more, half an hour to 1 hour. But for those who are fair skin, less time is enough. So that much of amount of sunlight exposure, we owe it to our body, because we are after all a tropical country, and there is a lot of sun. There is a lot of sun being harnessed as solar power. Why shouldn't we harness the sun for our own health? This is the logic which I am trying to tell you. So, this is what I wanted to stress upon on this particular episode, and make sure that one of the pillars of your health, that is sunshine, and sunshine also affects your circadian rhythms. Yeah, you must be wondering what this huge lens is. This is the lens which is used for wildlife photography, especially bird photography, and you can see some of the pictures which I can put in, and you can see some of my images. So, that is, bird photography is a passion, and it is something which relaxes me, but it does require heavy gear. So, that is what you are seeing. So much for this episode. I hope you enjoyed the outdoor locations, and I would like to thank Kalia, my guide here, and Raju, he's my boatman, and they every year when I come here, they take me around and help me to get some wonderful images. So it's been same this year. Since I have this YouTube channel now, I thought I would combine an episode where I would talk to you about the benefits of the beautiful sunlight and bird photography and health combined together. Do not be unnecessarily scared of the fact that too much of exposure to the sun causes cancer. Those are concerns which are applicable to very few. Just make sure that you don't get sunburnt. But most of us in this who have been born and brought up in the tropical worlds, do not get sunburn unless you are overexposed. So overexposure rarely occurs. All I am asking you to do is to just make sure that you get adequate sunlight in the daytime, that is 15 minutes to half an hour. As you go to work early in the morning would be the best time, or in between work also, if you can go for a walk where there is some sun in the roof of the building you are working or in the courtyard. That would really take you a long way. So be sunny, be healthy, and the Healthy Drive wishes you vibrant health this year, and I'll catch up with you next time.